Where do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I've got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living
you know, we need them. Yeah, we need those strategies, don't we? Those strategies for living. So are you ready? You ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
I'm ready. I'm just searching for some common ground here.
I see what you're doing.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did. Hey, folks, welcome. Welcome into another edition of Strategies for a Living. I'm Dr. David McMillan. She is very clever. She is psychotherapist, LPC Lauren Leon McMillan. You can,
yeah.
and I'm glad. And so, yeah, I've been thinking about...
Oh, Lord, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's dangerous. But I've been thinking about how many treasures that we have in the city of Shreveport.
Yeah, and a lot of them are hidden. You know, they're like hidden gems.
You know, you're right.
It's a treasure hunt if we can go about.
It is, but we really need to pay attention to more, and that includes Shreveport Common.
Absolutely.
And a few days ago, I heard from our friend Wendy, who is the executive director of Shreveport Common, and she got so excited telling me on the phone about some new things, including stuff going on at Asian Gardens.
Yeah.
And I said, well,
come on.
You got to come.
Yeah.
You got to. And so,
lo and behold,
she's our life strategist today.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Wendy Benscoter, the executive director of Shreveport Commons. And, you know, again, I know that a lot of us spend a lot of time
I think people
saying
can
all
just
the negative
fly,
stuff.
and we could fly right through Shreveport Common.
We could.
Unfortunately.
And that's the reason that we invited Wendy today to tell us, number one, catch us up since the last... She doesn't come enough here to Strategies for Living.
We're going to have to come.
I think the last time she was here, we were rappelling down a building.
Yeah, we were. We were being threatened to. Anyway.
We were being threatened to. You know, I got saved because we were out of town that weekend, so I had an excuse. Otherwise, I'm afraid I was ready, and you know. So anyway, Wendy is here today. And we're going to talk about all things Shreveport Common. She's our life strategist.
So looking forward to it.
Folks, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you being here with us, and we appreciate our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Restore Healing, SRT Sales Training, Uprising Addiction Center, and Mira Direct Primary Care. Wendy Benscoter, Executive Director, Shreveport Commons. She's our life strategist today here on Strategies for Living. Come back and join us.
Tune in daily, find the light. Healthy mind and spirits bright. Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong. Body moves and soul align. Catch the rhythm, feel the time. Radio rehab every day. Chase those clouds of gray away. Your daily dose of radio rehab. Lift you up when skies seem trapped. Mind and body, spirits free. Living life in harmony.
And welcome into Strategies for a Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan. Let's welcome into the program now. She's no stranger to us. She's been a life strategist here before, and she's got an open door. Wendy Benscoter, she's the executive director for Shreveport Common, working with the Shreveport Regional Arts Council and the city on the arts-led revitalization of an endangered historic urban area. Now, Wendy is a University of Texas Moody College of Communications graduate. Her background includes 20 years as an award-winning trainer and newspaper manager in Houston and Shreveport. She joined the Shreveport Common Initiative back in 2011 as a community liaison for the Vision Plan team, and later project manager, served as state liaison for 10 Community Louisiana Creative Community Initiative, piloted by the Department of Culture and Tourism. And, I could go on and on.
I know, you got to let Wendy get in
Wendy,
here, man.
I would go, but I'm going to stop there and say welcome, because I want to spend the time with you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
anytime.
Welcome back. All right. Now, we should all know, I'm not trying to make anybody feel guilty here, but everybody listening to us right now ought to know what Shreveport Common is. And we all know not everybody that's listening to us right now does.
What is that?
And so I'm going to start there. How do you, to somebody who says, Shreveport Common, what is Asian Garden? What is that? How do you answer that? How do you explain to someone who doesn't know what it is?
Well, first of all, Shreveport Common is a neighborhood.
Mm.
It didn't always have that name.
Yeah.
It was that unnamed area. As you come over the viaduct on Common Street,
Right.
you would see the B'nai Zion Temple
Yep.
unoccupied on the left.
Yep.
Right.
The Strand, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get there, Scottish Rite Temple.
Scottish Rite. Yeah.
On the right, that had always been occupied.
Right.
Fairmont Tower Apartments 10 years ago in terrible shape.
Yeah.
A lot of blight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you drove through that area, what you would see is that 50% of the buildings had been torn down or taken down over the years. And of those that remained, 65% were unoccupied and mostly blighted. Even the Central Art Station, empty, owned by the city, but empty for 10 years.
Yeah.
There was one bus stop on Texas Avenue. And the people that were there were a couple of pioneers like David Nelson that lived there, and
Yeah.
some others, the Littles. But other than that, it was a no man's land.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did have Hope House there, Holy Cross Church was there, Providence House was there, but they were
So there was a
terrible
core.
neighborhood.
Yeah. There was a
Yeah.
core.
There was a
Yeah.
core, but a terrible place to be. In fact, Mercy Center told us at one time, our residents, it's a Philadelphia Center house, Mercy Center, our
Yeah.
residents
Right.
are afraid to go outside.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
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 So that's where it is. That's where it is.
That's
but
where it
now
is.
what it is, thanks to an effort, which is also called Shreveport Common, this public-private initiative,
Yeah.
it is a blooming back to what it was, but even more so.
But even better.
Unique, creative, but also a real tribute to the history and the authenticity of the area. And we are 36 major projects completed. And
Wow.
my latest numbers are around 84, 85 million that has been invested in the area. And a lot of that is by people who own property. They're just regular people like you and me, and they're putting everything they got into making their property
That's
better.
incredible.
Can I give you the area then?
Of
'Cause I
course
didn't really
you
say
can. Yeah,
that.
I want people
Okay, it's
to-
from the railroad tracks at the viaduct that's just north of the I-20.
Right.
You come down till you go to the right to where the Strand Theater is. That's Louisiana. It incorporates all of that area.
Right.
Come up to Milam Street, the beautiful street in downtown Shreveport.
Yes.
I don't know if you know about the Unita Artist Lofts that are there
Yes.
Oh,
now. That was
sure.
a building that was just in horrible shape. You come around back where Oakland Cemetery is behind that. And then a little past Austin Place where the historic homes are, like
Right.
the Old Florentine,
Yeah.
the Oak
Right.
The
Wiener
Oak
House.
Yogi, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And Logan
Mansion.
Mansion and
Yeah.
some other really wonderful houses built in the late 1800s, all the way up to Calanthian Temple, which is someplace very, very special for our city.
Of course it is.
You know, it includes that
Ask
old-
Robert Trudeau. He'll tell
Yeah.
you.
Yes, it includes that old historic Texas Avenue 800 block we can talk about in a minute, but it by itself is a historic district.
Right.
It is part of the downtown historic district, but it also includes Ledbetter Heights, which is where Austin Place starts. And we pick up Antioch Baptist Church because years ago they asked us to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's appropriate. Okay. Let me just ask a question to you. Mentioned that when all of this started, there was one bus stop. How many are there now?
That's a great question, but we have a downtown bus route, and the conversation started in some of our planning sessions on transportation.
Yeah.
But there are several on Texas Avenue.
Yeah.
It goes around, it stops in front of the Fairmont, and it comes through the area, past First Methodist Church, and then down Texas Street. It takes you over to Bossier.
There's way more than one.
Oh,
now.
yes. Thank you. I'm going to go back and count them tomorrow.
Well, I think that, and one of the reasons I love it when you come here, Wendy, and I know you do this, you just do this wherever you go, but we get to talk about all of the things that Shreveport is doing right. And we get to talk about the positive things. And again, I don't want to spend much time here, but anybody listening knows what I'm talking about. Some people just love to get on board and get negative.
Shreveportitis.
Yeah. So I love it.
Yeah.
Number one, I love what you've done. You saw you saw a need, and you have put so much effort and work. You and a lot of other people.
Thank you for saying that. I was just going to interrupt you because everybody that knows me knows it is not me. I am part of a big team called Shreveport Common. It's a lot of residents. We have volunteers. We have so many organizations and foundations that have helped us along the way.
Yes.
So many people with the city. So many people with the Arts Council. But this is big. So many people. Organizations with the state. I mean, we could not do this. This is the first lesson in doing things right, I would say, for Shreveport we did our homework. We brought in experts to help us. We did our homework. We put the whole community at the table, a 50-member advisory committee. We came up with a plan. It's big. But the community voted on it. The city voted on it. The parish voted on it. And then we spent a whole year on strategic planning for implementation.
You did it the right way.
And so it's not me doing the work. It's all of these people lifting that neighborhood at the same time. That is what's making it happen.
Yeah.
If it were just one organization or one developer that came in, it wouldn't be what it is today.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people in that neighborhood that take pride in it.
Absolutely.
And every one of them thinks that it's their project that's making it happen, and I'm good with that.
And you mentioned 81 to 100 million already invested, but it's continuing to grow.
Yes, we're going to go. Well, we had planned, when we finish, we'll be well over the 100 million that we knew about, because there were some projects we didn't even expect that had come in. But we're definitely at 85, and we have 3 or 4 big projects left. 37 done, but 3 or 4 big projects left. We can talk about those too.
Yeah.
You refer to Shreveport Common is referred to an uncommon. It's referred as an uncommon cultural community. I love that. I don't know who came up with that. If that was you or one of your marketing people.
It was probably the designer at the time, who's a historic preservationist but very creative. I think it was Gregory Free and Pam Atchison at the time putting their heads together to see who was going to come up with the right name and the right slogan first.
Yeah.
But it does say everything that we're doing, because we've gotten a lot of national attention for this project.
Yeah.
I think we're taking too long for the city to be really excited about it. But we have a lot of national attention and always have. And the reason for that is that these projects are all that, cultural respect for the history of it, but they're also unique.
Creative.
Everything that we do has to have a unique factor, and there's no, however tall it is, 20-foot tall lit Dalmatian in front of an art council that's in a fire station.
Right.
But there's also that the community is doing it. It's not driven by a person.
Right.
That is what we're getting attention for.
And I love that. I mean, you're truly cultivating community in the way that I think we can aspire to be as a community, bringing us all together, and melding the cultures and celebrating that and literally creating a beautiful space out of that. I mean,
Well, we don't. We studied creative placemaking, and I think y'all know I did a program with Rutgers, so I could learn more about it. And fortunately for me, there was the experts in it, the planners and the architects and city designers that were the experts that were teaching at the time. Mm-hmm. But what it did was bring us together with other communities, and we studied other communities, and now we still study other communities.
Sure. Yeah.
So that we can know what makes things work. Mm-hmm. And what makes things work is for us to try to do what Dallas is doing or some place that you visited last week, what they're doing.
Dallas.
That's exactly right. It's for us to be uncommon because what people want is what they don't have. They want to come someplace where there's no place else like it. Otherwise, we're any place USA. Yeah. And in the beginning, I'm on the redevelopment side. Shreveport Common, the nonprofit's the redevelopment arm. We talk about some of the more boring things that we do. We're not the Arts Council who gets to do all the exciting stuff.
Well, we've got plenty of time. We're going to talk about all of that today and more. Shreveport Common, Wendy Benscoter's with us. Shreveport Common's just laid the foundation to become one of the leading examples of creative placemaking in the entire country. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about it today with Wendy here on Strategies for Living. We need to do a whole lot more talking about it, and we will today, and hopefully after that on Strategies. Be back.
Facing the same old problems day to day makes you wanna holler, get away. Looking for the road that'll get me there. Looking for hope and peace to spare. Looking for strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, with Wendy Benscoter today from Shreveport Common, an uncommon cultural community, also award-winning cultural community, because there's been community-changing results that we can all see. You know, if you've been around here like I have for a few years, I won't say how many, you have seen with your own eyes, and you ever go downtown, you ever go into these blocks, you truly see the blight to bright. You mentioned the old B'nai Zion temple. When I was a little boy, it used to kill me because I knew it was the old B'nai Zion temple, but then there was the Knights of Columbus sign up,
yes,
and that was there for a lot of years.
They had moved to Paramount,
right?
Southfield.
Yeah. B'nai Zion built the building on Southfield and left downtown.
Yeah.
But we visited with Eric. When
he was first getting started.
we was first, and he told us about what his plans were for renovating. Is that going along well, Wendy?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going along slowly.
Well, it's a lot to it.
I'm gonna say this, that one of the nicest articles I read lately was by Liz Swain. She talked about the Strand Theater. I don't know if you've talked about the history of the Strand Theater and what a terrible situation it was.
Oh, it was awful. In fact, back years ago when I was with Keel, I went to work for Marie Gifford. And Marie and her good friend, Miss Virginia Sheehy, were all involved in the restoration of the Strand, as was a wonderful fellow that I had on seveul times, Jim Montgomery.
Yeah, and J.B. Beers and his family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
John. John.
We're going to leave somebody out.
Yeah, we
so
probably will, and I don't
that.
mean to,
Yeah,
but
right.
but it's again, there's just so much to be proud of.
Well, let me tell you why that article made me feel good. I knew some of the history, but I sure didn't know it took them 7 years to raise the money and get the building repaired. 7 years. I tell everybody in our world, it's at least 3 years. At least. I think with the Andrus, it took us 3 years to acquire that building, and then we were able to sell it to Jim Walsh at the time. He had a plan for it, and he worked fast. It was during COVID, and I think he was able to get that building done in maybe a year and a half.
Wow.
That sounds about right, 18 months. But that just doesn't happen much. And of course, it's a little bit smaller building, so not so much to tackle as some of these others.
Right.
I'd have to think real hard to think how long it took. The Fairfield Properties and the Brown Builders to redo the what is now the Unita Artist Lofts. But it's just complicated. When you have a building that was built in the late 1800s or the early 1900s and it sat empty for a long time, it's complicated.
And it's a historic.
And getting funding for something like that, there is no pot of money at anybody's rainbow that's going to spend, hand you $2, $3, $4, $5 million.
Back when I was in radio, I was in and out of that building so many times because it was Marcus Furniture.
Oh, yeah.
And 711 Milam. Amy Marcus was a jewel in our community and had a couple of furniture stores here back in the day. But I know firsthand the condition the building was in. And Amy didn't own the building; he rented the building. And so, to know what it was then, and the 70s wasn't that long ago,
It was a pretty long time ago.
50 years now.
I think
50
you're
years,
old.
yeah.
I think only an old person would say that.
Thanks, Wendy. Thanks. You're making
Well,
me
we're the
feel.
same age,
You're
so I
making
can
me
say
feel
it.
so much better here.
But as far as, but the Eric Hess is, he's an internationally awarded artist.
Yes.
People don't know he was the only U.S. artist invited to the international competition in Prague for glass, and he won an award there. So that in itself, that he moved to Shreveport from New Orleans,
Yes.
and fell in love with that building and said, "I'm going to do something with it," and was able to get it. Nobody realizes that
it
for
was
20 years
tied
nobody
up.
could get it,
Yeah.
but they figured out how to do it. It's been slowed down by a lot of things, but it has moved forward. People don't realize it has moved forward. It's like all of Shreveport Common. You don't think it's moved forward because not everything's fixed yet. But
And you can only see the outside. A lot of times there's a lot of interior work that we would never see.
Well, in this case, it'll be the roof, which they are moving. They have I can't remember now, a notice to proceed is what it is with the roofer.
Right.
So that they can move forward with that. So it's a very exciting project, I think, because he's proven both with Sanctuary Glass Studios, which is over there on Lake Street near where the Times used to be.
Where across from the printing,
They're busy, and they're doing classes. You can blow glass yourself. You can.
Well, it's so unique. What he's done over there is so unique.
In a little bitty spot, but also that's their home base for all the nonprofit work that they do. So they've done everything they said they were going to do and still do, working in nursing homes and with a lot of our, like Providence House and some of the other nonprofits. And then he has his gallery over in Bossier and the boardwalk that he'll bring over to the spot. Those are the things that we look for to see that somebody's moving forward.
Yes.
The grant writing, the getting everybody together, getting things done. And there are other projects in Shreveport Common that are like that.
What is continuing? What do you when you think back, when you give yourself the opportunity, and I know you don't often, but when you breathe and take a step back, what comes to mind that, wow, we did that. This is ongoing.
Well, I'd have to name a lot of them, but the park's a big one. Caddo Common Park.
Yes.
People don't remember. You got to go to our website and look at the before and after pictures.
Yeah.
9 parcels of razor wire and weeds and broken concrete. And,
And that website would be shreveportcommon.com.
Yes.
Right.
And we have a lot you can do guided history tours through there. You can see all the things that are happening. We have a calendar of events.
Yeah.
Every event that happens in that 9-block area, whether it's a Strand or whatever, is on there. And don't tell me that nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Don't tell me nothing's happening in Shreveport Common. We just did a run. We do a report at the end of every year. And last year it was like 480 events just in Shreveport Common.
Wow.
Okay. And a lot of those are free. This year we're already at almost 300. So I guess that would make sense, but we haven't even gotten into
You're on
Christmas.
record to break last year's.
We are.
You're on track.
So there's a lot going on. A lot of it's free, and then Shreveport Regional Arts Council was able to get the Levitz Foundation grant. They've been doing concerts this whole summer. They stopped. You can imagine why it's a little hot to be outside.
Yeah,
but
it
they
is.
start back up in a few weeks, and you can go to our website or their website to find out about that. That's a big one. The trees are getting bigger. The Mister stations, we've got somebody that's ready to put it in, but we're waiting for the weather to get a little bit cooler. The pavilion still looks beautiful, and it's a great place to just go stand and look at the rest of downtown and say, or look at 800 Texas Avenue and say, this is a really special city.
Yeah, it is, and it's a very special spot. You've been hanging out today in Asian Gardens.
I have.
Yeah?
I have. It was hot.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah, 100 degrees, and I melt faster than I used to.
What's going on there?
Well, we were able to get, the city has grants called neighborhood improvement grants. I want everybody to know about that because they've just opened it up again, the 2026 grants that will be starting, for next year.
Right.
All our neighborhoods could apply for it. But we applied for it this year because the Asian Gardens, which was started 20 years ago by the Asiana Foundation, it started with 3 women who took over what was the municipal park. It was just concrete.
Right.
And with the city's help, turned it into these 15 garden beds that are beautiful, each representing a different culture, of Asian culture, of people who live here.
Yeah.
So think about that. We have more than 15 cultures of American citizens that are living in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And they're represented in these gardens
How
from, Burma, Japan, China. The list goes on.
Sure.
So these gardens were beautiful, and people remember they were beautiful. But after 20 years, the nonprofit decided that they were tired and they needed to, have somebody else help with it. And COVID had hurt the care of it,
Right.
and things had gotten old.
Right.
Like the Asian Bridge, rotting,
Yeah.
and the paint had come off, and so. These are the kind of things we do is try to put things
Shreveport
back
Common
together.
step forward.
That's Shreveport. Thank you, Shreveport. Yeah, Shreveport Common. So we don't want to take over Asian Gardens, but what we wanted to do was spend this year getting it back. As if you had a car that had been sitting out on the street for 5 years or 10 years.
It needs some
rusted.
tending.
It needed tending, and we didn't want somebody to have to start from scratch. So
Right.
we've been working on getting the garden beds together. We have a group of wonderful volunteers. The Shreveport Common Think Tank have been working on it. The neighbors are working on it. The 3 founding members of Asiana Foundation are our curators. They're on our curator team, along with the former director of LA Ag and a master gardener, I think president of the Master Gardeners. So how lucky are we? And we're working with SPAR. It's out there with Katie Martin today, being very hot.
Yeah.
Matthew Lynn with the VA was out there looking around with us to see, what they might do. More on that later.
Yep.
And we are working to make sure that that more events can happen, that it's a little bit easier to make them happen, and that those gardens are ready to go.
Think about the richness that, for people, and I know it's hot right now, but think about the richness that we have here in Shreveport, that families looking for something to do on Saturday or Sunday can put the kids in the car and can say, okay, we're going to go, and it's, you're not going to be charged an entry fee,
Right.
but we're going to go and we're going to get, you're going to learn about
Entertainment.
some culture
Learn,
in our area that you didn't know exists.
Yep.
Talk about a jewel and a blessing for our community. That's what we're visiting today about here with Wendy Benscoter, the executive director of Shreveport Common. And you might be asking, well, how can I help? How can I get involved? I'm going to ask that of Wendy when we come back. And I bet she's going to have some ideas for all of us, because that's the way she is. We'll be right back.
We all have problems every day.
We all need help along the way. We need strategies, strategies, strategies for living radio.
Welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. You know, I'm Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, Wendy Benscoter from Shreveport Common. Lauren, you're going to have to take over. I'm busy here.
What are you
Well,
busy
I'm
doing
into
exactly?
ShreveportCommon.com.
Yeah.
And I'm on the website. And I guess I hadn't been on the website in a while.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just blown away with what's here and what you can learn about our city and our community. And in fact, just one small portion of it, ShreveportCommon.com. And spend a little time.
And then go see Shreveport Common.
Absolutely.
Then go see it in person.
Go ride down, go take a look.
Because it is beautiful.
It's gorgeous. You visit Asian Garden. And again, if you visit ShreveportCommon.com, you're going to get you're going to see how rich the area is, from Municipal Auditorium, the Strand Theater. As a kid, John Terracino, a friend of mine, we would catch the bus in Bossier, and we would ride across to the Strand to watch movies on Saturday. And I mean, and I remember going into the Strand and thinking, and of course I was a little guy, I was in 7th grade, 8th grade, something like that. But even then, your feet would stick to the carpet, and you could appreciate how beautiful the building was. And at that point, I think it was owned by ABC Theater Company. And thank goodness, that people came together and said, we got to do something about this building, and did. And now look what has spread. How can people who are listening to us now, Wendy, obviously, if somebody's listening that can open their checkbook and write a $50,000 check, you're not going to turn that down. But most of us can hear something like this and say, gee, I'd like to help in some way, but, I have a hard time writing a check for $3. So how can I help? What can I do?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. I think one thing we need to do is all step back a little bit and look at it like it really is, instead of just seeing what's wrong.
Yeah.
I know we all have a way of making that happen, where something might be beautiful and then there's just like this something's wrong over here, and you're going to zero in on it. But if you look at things like the Reinvigorate Asian Gardens page on our website and go through that, or if you look at the opportunities, if you look at Explore Shreveport Commons, my favorite page, because you're going to find a little bit of information about all the historic buildings with their pictures, and you can see that maybe your eye was seeing like the grass and the other buildings, it didn't notice really how beautiful that building was by itself.
Yeah.
Right.
We have so many treasures. What we don't have is enough people talking about those treasures. So
that's one thing we can all do.
We can all
talk about it.
We can all talk about it.
I'm looking at this and thinking, what a fun kids trip to make basically a scavenger hunt. Go find this particular image in the mural, right? Go find this particular corner or this particular piece of artwork in the park.
That sounds like a great day.
Right?
And one of the ways that you can help too is that we're kind of a one-man show, which is not the best thing, because of all the other things that we're doing is a lot of redevelopment work. We can talk about that in a minute. We have some pretty big projects going on. But if someone could, an organization or a person came and said, I'd really like to help you with that scavenger hunt idea. That makes it so much easier. That's what happened with the Asian Gardens. We knew something needed to happen when a group of young people came to us and said, what's something that we can do? And we talked about several projects, and they said, let's do Asian gardens. Well, now we're all together working on it. So to volunteer, but maybe it's just that you're like looking at it in a new light and talking about it. When people come here from out of town, they love it. When I speak on a national level, people are so enthralled with what it is.
Yeah.
And I can't afford to do trolley tours. I wish I could, but it's $1,000 to rent the trolley.
Right,
So I can't.
right.
I really can't. Unless somebody wants to.
Maybe
help me
somebody
get a
listening
good
will
check to me so I
underwrite
can
it.
spend
Yeah.
on that. Right. We have money for redevelopment stuff, but not necessarily for taking people on trolleys. But it's something that I love to do, to show people, because they back up and they see things in a new light.
Yeah.
That's really the most important. Right now, you could volunteer for Asian Gardens. If you look what we're doing, and there's volunteer opportunities there, you can sign up. You can tell us that you want us to give you a call or whatever if you have some ideas for that. We're looking for organizations, churches, sororities, groups of friends to adopt each of the beds. If you don't have through your sorority, if you're not interested in a lot, they all have plants in them, so you're not going to have to start from scratch.
Right.
But just to take care of the beds, that some of the beds are as big as a couple of dining room tables shoved together, so it's not so much. But just somebody that the city does some grooming of the gardens four times a year, but just somebody to say,
In
I'm going
between.
to take this one and
Yeah.
I'd like to plant these flowers, and you work with us, because we now have the curators that Asiana Foundation's helping us curate it. That's something we would really love. If somebody wants to do events in Asian Gardens, right now we have some grant money that we can help you with, if you pass, with that through us, what you're doing, and it has some Asian component to it. We can help with the permitting process. We can help get the porta potties, which you have to have the permit,
Right.
and the police.
Right.
All those add up.
Right.
And they've been preventing people from doing events, but we can help with that. We hope to do some movies over there in the evenings.
Oh, that'd be
Smaller.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's something that really interests you and you want to help us with it, call us up and let us know. But I think the other thing is, there are other things that you can do as well. There are places to live in Shreveport Common. There's some market rate apartments above the 800 block people don't know about. They're really fine. Like if you found that and you were in New York, you'd say, I got the best place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Fairmont does have affordable apartments. They're 100% affordable. It's on a sliding scale,
Right.
but they've redone their place. You need an artist loft is there. More importantly, we've got some spaces that are vacant for businesses. If you have like a restaurant tour, maybe a food truck that was ready to go into brick and mortar, or a restaurant that wants a second location, or somebody with a small startup local retail that wants to help have maybe something that the neighbors could buy, but also people who work downtown, like a little shop. Call us, come see us, because we have startup grants for
Come
that.
talk to Wendy Benscoter. And how do you get her? Go to ShreveportCommon.com. Check out the website. All the information of how to get in touch with Wendy is right there. But even if you don't get in touch with Wendy, go to ShreveportCommon.com and look at the treasure that we have in our community. It'll make you proud. Make you proud to be a Shreveporter.
Yeah.
We will be back here on Strategies for Living, in just a moment. And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, Wendy Benscoter today. The only complaint I've got, Wendy, is every time you come, you make the hour pass so fast. You're going to have to come back. Yeah, definitely.
There's never enough time.
Let me give you the last word. You got about a minute here. What do you really want to leave our listeners with? What do you want them to take away from this conversation today?
Well, there's two things. The quick one is that we have 4 social service agencies, really more than that because there's some at the outskirts of Shreveport Common, that serve the homeless,
Yeah.
or they're transitional housing, or they serve the homeless somehow, and they're all good,
Yeah.
and they all need to be supported.
Yeah.
Every one of them. We were talking about Providence House
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Every one of them, because they're doing
They're
the
doing
work.
real
Yep.
work.
And if you
Yeah.
don't know that they're doing the work, you can look up Frontline. There's a Frontline Facebook page, and come to one of those meetings, and you'll see all the people that are working hard for that. It'll give you a new lease on life to know
Yeah.
that that's happening.
Yeah.
The other thing is when we were talking about treasures, I didn't even say the name Municipal Auditorium. I don't think. Did I say it?
You said it
Yeah.
once.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you look at, we have the highest density of National Registry properties in the Northwest Louisiana.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. And so we want to have more architectural tours. We think that this should be for visitors too, as well as the city of
Absolutely.
Shreveport. Music, architecture, culture.
Yeah.
Big things
Absolutely.
happened in Shreveport Common. So
Wendy, thank
wanna
you
make
so
that
much. And we look forward to the next time you come visit with us. Just don't make it so long in between.
I'll come back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Folks, thank you. We appreciate you being a part of Strategies. And we appreciate our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Restore Healing, SRT Sales Training, Uprising Addiction Center, and Mira Direct Primary Care. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Wendy Benscoter and for Lauren, what did I do that right? Benscoter. This is the way it is. I'm David McMillan. See you next time on Strategies for Living.